Watch it, turn it, leave it, stop, format it, touch it, bring it, pay. Watch it, turn it, leave it, stop, format it, touch it, bring it, pay. Watch it, turn it, leave it, stop, format it.
All right, welcome back, guys. Part two. All right, week 10. I can represent and interpret linear relationships with tables, graphs, and equations. Hey, question, guys. Why did the teacher wear sunglasses? If you answer because his class was so bright, you were right there. All right, let's get into these next two or three questions. All right. Question says, let's put it in full screen mode. All right. Question says, we have a guy named Bobby, and Bobby sells appliances. All right. And Bobby gets paid a fixed amount plus a salary for every appliance he sells. Okay. So the question that we want to know is this equation. All right. What does it actually mean? So what we got to figure out is C of A. What does C of A mean? And after C of A, what does 50A mean? Okay, and finally, not least, what does this 250 mean? Okay, so that's what we're going to endeavor to do. All right, take about 30 seconds and you tell me, what do they mean? I'll wait for you. I got time. Nah, I'm probably not going to wait for you. Let's go. It says, if we look at C of A, what is C of A? It represents the compensation. Ooh, compensation. That'll be our output per appliance sold. Appliance will be our input. So our input is appliance sold, and the output is the amount of money we're going to make. That's what compensation means. Okay. Well, what does 50A means? 50A represents that Bobby earns $50 for every appliance sold. Okay. Remember. Okay. The rate of change is $50 per one appliance. Now this 250, where's this coming from? Well, the 250 represents that Bobby earns, or I like to say Bobby begins with $250 because he gets a base pay in addition to whatever he sells. So that base pay is first, and then what he sells is is added on. So that's kind of cool. So that's all that means. Nothing dramatic. All right, let's take a look at the next question here. In my next question, it says, I have a function. Boom, boom. Okay. And N is representing of the number of times a commercial comes on the air. Okay. And C represents the cost of airing said commercials. Which one of these statements is true? Could one be true? Commercial cost $0 to produce, but $110 up to $900 every time it's aired. Could it be number two? It costs $110 and $900 every time it's aired. Could it be three? It costs $900 to produce, and every time it's aired, it's $110. Or finally, could it be number four? It costs $10.10, and you get an unlimited number of times you can view it. All right, three of those are wrong, and two of them are right. Take a minute. Which one do you think is right? I'll wait for you. I'm impatient. Let's keep going. Here's the deal, guys. I was going to wait for you a little bit, but here's the deal. First thing I want to do is I want to put that equation, that function rule, into my graphing calculator, okay? And I want to find the second graph button and look at my table. Wow, okay, so at the very beginning, I got to pay $900. What for? And then after one commercial, man, I got to pay an additional 900 plus 110 is 1010. Oh, okay. What's that for? Okay. After two commercials, I got to pay an additional 110. Three commercials. Okay, so I get this. My rate of change is 110 and my starting value is 900. I get that. Okay. So we got to eliminate a few things. So what do we eliminate? Well, let's look at choice one. It's wrong. The rate of change can vary from 110 to 900. What? Now, rate of change doesn't do that. Okay. What about choice two? It's wrong because the y-intercept is not 110. Well, what is the y-intercept? Oh, there you go. There's the y-intercept right there. So the only choice that's actually right is choice three. That's why we give it a smiley face. Choice three says it's correct because the table says it costs $900 to produce the commercial, plus every time we go up, the rate of change goes up by 110. So that wasn't too hard. All right? That wasn't hard at all, actually. So take this over here, and let's take a look at our next question here. Next question. All right, we have a degrees Celsius question. It says the relationship between the degrees Fahrenheit and degrees Celsius is shown in the chart below. All right, where this is degrees Celsius, which would be my output, and my input would be degrees. I said that wrong. Degrees Celsius would be my input. Degrees Fahrenheit would be my input. Man, the school speaker got me messed up. And degrees Celsius as my input. So what is the equation of the line, first of all, and what's the meaning of the rate of change? All right, take a minute, think about that. That's been about a minute, I think. All right, so let's bring out the thought here. So here's the thought. First thing I want to do is I want to take that graph and I want to convert it into coordinates and then use those coordinates to plug it into my calculator. Okay, so I have 0 and 4.5. I'm looking for my x. And for my y, I'm looking for 32 and also looking for 40. Plug the stat function in. I hit stat again, hit calc, hit 4, bring up my linear regression. I want to store that value under y1 by hitting alpha trace. That brings this up here. And it makes me aware that my rate of change is 1.777778. All right. But I'm only looking for two significant digits, so I'm just going to say 1.78. So the rate of change in this story means that for every 1 degree Celsius, so if I go over 1 degree here, I'm going up 1.77 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay? That's the rate of change. That's all it means. All right? So we have the story, and then we have the function rule. Okay? Let's keep it moving. Guess what? That's it. That's a wrap there. So when I come back, we're going to have a chance to jump in to our hot dog problem. Now that hot dog problem was difficult for a few of you, but for many of you guys, it was actually pretty cool. So we're going to go through the complete story of that hot dog problem, and we're going to make sure that you understand the math that was associated with it. Again, guys, pause videos, rewind video, internalize video. Make sure it becomes a skill. Depending on your learning style, guys, this video may not be enough. You may actually need to go and download in your Google Classroom. You might need to open up the work and actually write it out again. I don't know. Everybody's learning style is a little different. In fact, I'm going to be sharing a video with parents on how to help their kids find out what their learning style is. So that should be interesting. All right, but do remember, 30 minutes of study a day keeps bad grades away.